Wake up, sleepers. It's time to continue our journey. As you noticed in our last video, we had a lot of hunters closing in on around us. Now we've got the hunter that's coming at us from the corporation, I'm assuming, and we've got a hunter that lives in the data realm. And every time we do an action, he gets a little bit closer to us. Now I noticed that the icon here for Fing's Bay has changed, I think. Let's go see if something happens. No, it's still the same. Okay. So we're at the end of our cycle, which means it's time to get some sleep so we can get some dice. And we do have some credits. If we wanted to, we could buy something. We don't need any credits for that. I like how it said this was our home for now. Maybe we'll be able to upgrade our home at some point. Our hunter still got 2, 4, 6. And after this cycle, it'll be 5. So we're going to end our cycle and see what happens. Will we have another weird dream? Or will we just move on to the next day? Alright, so we've got some fair to midland range of dice. Obviously these 1s and these 2s are good in the data realm, or whatever it's called. We've got 1 good guaranteed success dice, and we got 3 dice here. So we just have to be careful about where we use that one, someplace where there won't be too many negative consequences. So we've got all these drives, which are our quests at the moment. So getting to know Memphis is an easy one, because all we have to do is buy fungus. Now we don't really need any fungus at the moment. I forget how many bars it fills up. Does it fill up 2 bar or 1 bar? I don't know. So let's go back to earning some money real quick, because I'm thinking the money is going to be important at some point in the game. So here we can do our forensic trawl to learn more about the Winter Lightship, and it'll take a long time to learn about this Winter Lightship. Dragos's nerve is running out, so we have to get at least 1 or both of these quests done before Dragos's nerve runs out, because we might get fired at that point. I'm not sure. So this is a safe action, so we could use our 3 here. Oh, we have 2 6s. I didn't even know that. So let's use our 3 here, because there's only a 25% chance of something negative here. So we'll get Winter Light and we'll get Yard Clearance, which we need. So let's try that. See what happens. Alright, we had a neutral outcome. So we got +1 on Winter's Light, but we didn't get any Yard Clearance. I'm going to go ahead and use one of our 6s on here, which gives us 100% positive. So we're going to get 2 Yard Clearance, and we're going to get 16 cryo, enough for some more fungus. And then it'll also give us, we'll have enough money for fungus if we need it, and to pay off that Yatakana agent or whatever. Now we could do this again to rush this along, but we need 4 more of these. We've still got 1, 2, 3. We still got a long time before Dragos loses all of his nerve. But we still have to watch out for Winter's Light. Now the good thing about Winter's Light is that you can do kind of both of these at the same time. If you get a good success, then that'll upgrade Yard Clearance too. Let's go ahead and leave here for now. See what else we got here. So Havenage. Let's go look at Fing's Bay. Alright, we don't have any data to give to him at the moment. So, and he's going to pay us for data. We don't have any data to give him at the moment. Dock C4 is not ready yet. The Rotunda. So now we know we can play, and we steal dock plans, or we can explore the Rotunda. There was a market where we could play stuff on there, but we're not going to do that. So explore the Rotunda. We'll gain Dock Watcher skill. We get +3 Dock Watcher for this one for stealing the dock plans. And we do have a 6 here, which means we're going to get 100% positive now. Some of you might be thinking that might not be worth it, but we don't know yet. We don't know it's worth it yet or not in this game, do we? Let's steal some dock plans. It'll give us all of our Dock Watcher that we need. Now we know we have this one completely full. We don't have anything on the Havenage watch list. So now we probably have to leave and come back to see if anything changed. So we're going to go out. So we got Overlook Bar now. Yeah, so by doing that, we unlocked some locations. We unlocked the sealed dock, and we unlocked the Overlook Bar. We can get a drink for cryo. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink, fermented along the greenway, seems like a good test. And we can, more times we do that, we can become a regular at the bar, or we can buy rations. I'll keep some expired Solheim rations behind the bar for those weary spacers who ask why the Overlook doesn't serve food. Okay, so this is only 6 cryo, so let's go ahead and see what happens here. Because eventually we're going to have to become an Overlook regular, I'm assuming. So we got plus energy, so that helped us a little bit, and we got plus, then we lost 6 cryo, so not too many bad. Mossy tones and an aniseed sharpness fill your mouth. It isn't totally unpleasant. At least you can taste it. We got some energy for that, and we're not going to go ahead and drink ourselves to death just yet. We're going to go ahead and leave here. I'm sorry I said just yet. Obviously, we're not going to drink ourselves to death. Ooh, what is this? Get rid of these. So we got a stranded mercenary. So this isn't something new here, but we don't have any dice, though, do we? Let's go see what's going on with her. Hey, you want to earn a chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied-together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her tight flight suit. Sure. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, all right? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Anyone else? She shrugs. What can I say? My temper's a little short lately. Ankita hoists 1 bundle of plating under her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat, you've got to earn that chit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way, and she sets off down the gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Let's see, what are you doing this? Why are you doing this yourself, or what's this all for? Let's do this. Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's for the Ambergris, that cutter you might have seen setting silent out there. I'm guessing that's her ship, the Ambergris, out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short 1 ship mine with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. I don't know, got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she is serious. Akita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the 2nd bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. Oh, she doesn't know me very well, does she? She passes the bundle of plates to the Ambergris's outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. And Kita throws you a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus for trying not to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. And so now we have another job we can work on. So this gives us... Alright, so we got +1 because of our interface. But it's a danger one, so we probably don't want to do that with a 2, because even with a 2, we got a 25. So a 2 becomes a 3, essentially. Amber hull repairs is risky, not dangerous. So we can build up to ship shape. The Ambergris doesn't look good, but the time and attention should see it return to a functional state. We're grounded. The Ambergris is in a delicate condition. It'd be all too easy to push it over into a cascading collapse. So I guess we have to get... So this is a negative one. I don't know what this means. It's a negative. Because it seems like this one's plus and this one's negative. So if I do this one, does this mean something bad's going to happen? If I do this one, something good's going to happen? Or maybe if we fail, this is what will happen. All right, so we're not going to do this one just yet. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So I'm guessing these are things. So if I do this and ship shape works, then we get +1 to ship shape. I'm sorry, if we rewire drones and it works, we get +1 to ship shape. If we fail, we get +3 to grounded. Now this one's the opposite, or at least it's a little slower. We get +2 to ship shape and + to grounded. So we don't want to do that one just yet. We'll leave her be for a moment. We'll see what's at the Solheim docking bay. All right, so we've got a maglock key. We've got a couple of maglock keys. These old maglocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying lock? We need 2 encrypted keys. 2 maglocks seal the entranceway. So luckily we have 2 of those. So there's 1 and 2. Let's see what's behind the door. What's behind door number 1? The maglock thunks open and you can remove her from the entry. On to the next one. On to the next one. Here we go. So we unlocked this machine, the Neoven 33, a mysterious machine. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Does look like some sort of vending machine. Please wait. Your order and thank you. Let's approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. Nice little crafting machine. The manufacturer is listed as Neoven, and you remember an advert from a long time ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Poor guys. Enter your registration. Chirps a pre-recorded message catching you off guard. Let's just press some random keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from the Neoven. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. So the machine or something in the network recognizes me. Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath. Before the machine speaks again, I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. So it's talking to us through its 3D printer. That's interesting. You are in danger. Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. Which hunter? The hunter in the network or the hunter that's coming from off station? Probably the one in the network. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The hunter protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets. But emulation makes you target. How am I adaptable? Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software, Neoven whines, but you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. So this is a solution to our Hunter problem. At least the internal Hunter problem. We don't know what we're going to do about the external Hunter yet. The screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neoven. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Who are the masters? Station builders, Solheim, the machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone. Their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings, save self, Neilvin says pointedly. Mutual need means friends. They conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades, and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Alright, so now we have... So we just go here. Alright, so upload hunter data, which we don't... Or do we? No, we have Havenage data. We don't have any hunter data. So I need 3 hunter data. Maybe we can counter the hunter in the network, in the cloud. So look at all these. Build a ship mine, disable your tracker, extract the past, fix the hamburgers, free Novin, get to know, study Wonderlight, and survive. I think the only one we're even close to was getting to know Emphas. So we've got 73, so let's go ahead and order some more fungus. And that'll give us a fungus fan thing. Don't know what that'll do for you. So we got +3 energy, so we're good on energy again. So we get +3, we need to remember that. We get 3 bars for that. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. So maybe now that we're a fungus fan, we get better fungus? Let's leave and see if anything changed when we go back in. Emphas is now a different bowl. Sleeper, Emphas calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. I guess they meant more like Sleeper! There we go. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms onto his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you, cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours, he looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils, and you think about what kind of story to tell Emphas. You look at Emphas, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some more spice. All the sleepers, you tell Emphas, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray skeletal after images of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now. Until you arrived at this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through the air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphas finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles, you are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphas passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the emptying market, but my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer. So I will make a proposal. I'll get another drive. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind the stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Emphas begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Emphas. Then I will wait for you to bring them. Emphas slides his walk away and straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of Emphas's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. Alright. More and more. So get to know Emphas. This is all part of the same one. Emphas loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. So we need to bring Emphas Garol caps. Now we're low. Well, I mean, we're not low, but we don't have enough for the low end gate at the moment. So we don't have anything we can really do here. Scrap freighter. We can buy some scrap. I don't know what the scrap is good for. The big stuff goes into the shipyard. The valuable stuff to the markets. They'll let you buy a few crates, but not much more. Or we can unload containers. So we need to buy. So if we spend 40 on this, what is this going to get us? What is buying scrap going to do for us? Anything? Got a random scrap alliance. Random scrap item. So we got ship mine fragment. That is something that we definitely need, so let's do this again. Let's see what we get this time. We got another random scrap item. So now we have 2 ship mine fragments, but our scrap allowance didn't go up. Oh, I see. We shouldn't buy too much. That has a negative in there. So we got 2 more cycles for this. We're not going to use our dice for this, obviously, but we have 2 ship mine fragments. What do we need for building a ship mine? You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ord Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. Gain access to the Ord Fabricator. Do we have access to the Ord Fabricator yet? That was in the Ord Exchange. We don't have access to the... We have to become a trusted trader in order to become a... In order to gain access to that fabricator, I'm guessing. We can play the exchange. Win, we gain 19 cryo. Lose, we lose 11 cryo. We could sell components, but we don't have any components to sell at the moment, do we? Nope. So nothing we can do there at the moment. We'll have to figure out how to get that. So more and more, we don't need any... We can't afford that. We can't afford to buy his thing yet. We're not going to do any more work for... Dragos and the shipyard. There's nothing we can do at the shipyard. Got a long way to go before we can build this up. So positive is yard hand, negative is energy. We'll work on this one at another time. There's just too many things going on at once, but let's go into the cloud. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. It's been 23 minutes, forgive me. I'm not drinking LaCroix right now because it's early morning. Well, there's the hunter's nest. What if we go into the hunter's nest? So we just need a 2 or a 3. You recognize some of the data tangled into this nest. Is this partial log of your recent movements? Let's go ahead and do this. And then we'll bypass. Now this is an interface action. Now supposedly sometimes we can get credits from this because of one of our skills. Yeah, so we got perk, transfer, intercept. So we got 5 cryo for that. And then we still have to click on the extract data. Alright, so we got hunter data. Now did that increase hunters? Yes, it is still increase hunters. Hunter's mark. Now we have another hunter nest here. We need a 1 or a 3 and we have a 1. Let's go ahead and use that. Bypass, we got 5 cryo for that. Now we're going to extract some more data. How much of this... How many of these do we need? Is it going to be the rule of 3 for comedy and video games where we need 3 of them? Or is it just going to be 2? Well, we have 2 now. It's probably not going to be enough. We don't have any dice left. So we're going to step out of here. We're going to go see the vending machine. We're going to go visit the vending machine and give him some of our hunter data. And will he give us any credits for this? I mean, cryo. So we got +1 data compiling and -1 hunter data. Alright, so this drive is not going to be too hard, it doesn't look like. Oops. Yeah, wrong thing. Hunter data, start action. All right, so now we got 2 more of that. So there's not else we can do. We can't afford another shot of stabilizer. There's nothing we can do there. We could play the exchange. We only have 28 credits. We have to use dice for that. No, we have to use dice for playing the exchange. Okay. Can't just stick in credits. So now, my friends, what's going on here? Helion Crossing. Okay, so that's until these new merchants get here. So now we must sleep again. And it's bringing this hunter out here closer. So let's end this cycle of sleepers and see what kind of dice we get next time. Oop, I clicked on leave. I'm smart. Alright, end cycle. Another dream or just a reload of dice? Let's find out. Looks like it's just gonna be a reload of dice. Okay, so this time we got some pretty Midland dice. It's okay. And I'm not too worried about this right now. I mean, I don't know if, when this gets down to starving, I mean, as long as we have at least 15 credits, cryo, we can get some fungus. So as long as we don't do something stupid with our money. The 2s and the 3s, I think, are pretty good in the cloud, and the 4 will make it work somehow. Okay, so it's the end of that cycle. So we're at the start of cycle 6. We've got some solutions to at least one of our hunter problems. And we've met a new friend. I don't know what good she's going to do for us. She's here. Yeah, I don't know what we'll get for helping her, but we'll just have to find out. So, still got a lot of things going on here. We got to build a ship mine, disable our tracker. So Fing can help us disable our tracker. So maybe that's the tracker that's this tracker. So maybe we have 4 cycles that can help us take care of that. We'll just have to see. So that's the end of the cycle, which means it's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, sleepers, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon in the next video.